Hey everybody, Joe here, and I want to talk about SharePoint Skills. SharePoint Skills is rolled out and available as part of Copilot in SharePoint. It's a lot of excitement in the community about skills and all the cool things you can do with skills. And I've seen a lot of LinkedIn posts about people automating their day-to-day processes with skills. Even internally, we are seeing some amazing use cases. So we'll be doing a series of sessions on skills in this forum. And for the first one, we'll start with the basics. We'll demonstrate how we can easily create a skill in SharePoint. But before we get into skill, I just want to make sure we are all on the same page. Skills is a feature that you get with Copilot in SharePoint, which is in preview. With Copilot in SharePoint, you experience agentic content management where AI will do the heavy lifting for you from a content curation and management standpoint. For example, you can tell SharePoint to plan and build a solution, or you can tell SharePoint how you can organize to a library or flattened folder structure, and it'll do it for you. Or even better, you can use SharePoint to get your content ready for Copilot by just keeping them up to date and augmenting it with metadata. So that's Copilot in SharePoint. And what's new with Copilot in SharePoint is skills. And if you've been using coding agents, you may be familiar with the concept of markdown files. So we are bringing the same concept to SharePoint platform as well. The simplest way to think about skills is that it's a way to save a prompt and that you can invoke easily using a command. So if you may have this recurring content management task, and skills are a good way to codify that. A practical application of this could be a quarterly content audit or a legal document review or a newsletter creation. All of these are really good examples to codify your team's processes using a skill. But today, what I want to focus on is how to create a skill and iterate on it, all using natural language, no configuration, no settings panel, none of that. And we'll use English, which is apparently the best programming language going around. Okay, for the first scenario, we'll start with something very simple, but something that we can all relate to, which is to rename a set of poorly named files. So I got this folder full of construction bits. It's got the classic copy of document, do not delete, ask Jenny. Jenny has left the company. Nobody's going to reach out to Jenny. So without Copilot in SharePoint, what I would have to do is open each of these files, and I have my team's own naming guideline. I'll have to map the file to the naming guideline and come up with a new name. That's going to take a lot of time. Instead, I'm just going to paste my team's guideline to SharePoint and ask it to snap to that. So SharePoint is going to read each and every file and apply the convention consistently across all the files. Okay, it came back with a recommendation. It looks good to me. All of these are construction bits. Let's apply it. But here's the thing. I got lots of folders like this, and I don't want to keep on pasting this prompt over and over again. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask SharePoint to save it as a skill. So SharePoint configures the skill, names it, describes it, and captures the steps. What just happened is that your naming convention isn't sitting in a doc anymore or a page. It's a skill that any person can trigger anytime, anywhere in the site. They just say, rename this, and the guideline is applied. Cool. So there you have it. You saved your first skill. So where's the payoff? Why did we do it? So now we are in a different folder, and this folder is for engineering manuals. And now we have configured the skill. And here's where the payoff comes in. Instead of pasting that prompt over and over again, I just trigger that skill. I just call the same skill by name. The same guideline applies itself to a brand new folder. And that's a point of codifying recurring tasks as skills. Define the rules once and use it in multiple places. Okay, it came back with really good names that my team can get behind. But here's the thing. Somebody in my team may come to me and say, why did you rename that file? So I'm going to ask SharePoint for one more thing. Can you create a report that says what the file name was before and after, and why did you change the name? Let's go check out the file rename report. And just like that, every rename has a paper trail. The skill ran the guideline and explained itself in writing, defensible, repeatable. And how do I update the skill? I'm glad that you asked. I just asked SharePoint to update the skill, and it's going to do it for me. And so here's the beauty. Next time anyone runs it, they get the rename capability, but also they get the report. And I didn't write a doc to tell my team, here is a new thing. I didn't send a Teams message. The skill just absorbed it. So that's what skills do. They codify the pattern you already figured out, and they grow and iterate with you. Okay, so now that you've figured out how to create a first skill, we are really looking forward to seeing what you can do with skills. You may have a recurring content management task. We would love to see how we can automate that away with skills. Reminder skills are rolled out in production with Copilot and SharePoint. So do create your first skill with Copilot and SharePoint and share it with us. We'd love to hear about you. Share with the community and share in LinkedIn. So 2 things in terms of getting started. If you haven't followed Zach Rosenfield, he's a product leader in SharePoint. He has an amazing GitHub repo. So do follow him. But also what's coming is that we're working with Vesa to set up a PNP GitHub repo for skills. That already has some of the skills that we showcased at the Microsoft 365 conference a couple of weeks ago. And so that repo is gonna be enhanced with more skills. It's gonna be a community artifact that I'd like to build with all of you. Okay, with that, I will hand it back to Vesa.